everybody. Welcome to Prep Talk Live, episode 43. I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Joining me as always is Tup the Urban Prepper. I'm going to say, everyone, a few caveats, and then we're going to get into what's up with Tup and all that sort of thing. Number one, tonight's going to be a short night. I know I say that every time, and then Tup overrides me, but tonight is actually going to be a short night. If there's some questions afterwards, Tup might drop out, but if there's questions, I might stick around.
It's my fault.
Look, it's always Tup's fault, but we don't blame him because we're
I'm trying to be a good.
clout.
I'm trying to be not only a good online presence, but also a good father. And I'm supposed to take my kids to a lesson for something. And
look at you trying to win dad points and everything else. My children, I think, are alive somewhere in the city. They're around somewhere, I think. And hopefully I will see them shortly. And then also, I'm still working on my new setup here, and so I'm not 100%. I made some improvements from last time. You'll notice the microphone is actually here, and I have like that sort of thing set up, but the camera setup is still not perfect. So I'm going to try not to look over to the left totally, but if it is, please, send comments to my wife because she hates it just as much as you guys do.
I try looking at our people that are watching and making eye contact and uncomfortable eye contact.
And that's what, just lingering, deep eye contact.
Yes.
So Tup, how are you? What's new in your world?
Busy times. Keeping really busy with work, and work's going well. Well, I don't know. It's going busy. Let's see. Let me talk about some stuff besides prepper stuff. Yeah, work's okay. Family stuff, I'm doing okay. I find that when I do good in one area, I start sucking in the other area. So if I'm being a really good dad, I'm probably slipping on work or slipping on YouTube or slipping on something else. So it's this constant balancing act. But all in all, going pretty well. We saw some sales at the grocery store for some of the canned items that we've been waiting for months, and we haven't restocked up on them, or we haven't topped off our preps because we just couldn't stomach the price. But we finally topped off on a few of our soup, our Progresso soups that were too expensive for the past several months. So, but yeah.
I was just going to ask you what was the egg price extravaganza? Get it? Because we're very funny on this show.
Yes.
Is all over the news today. So what are the canned goods that you want? And then we'll talk about how glad I am that I have 5 chickens that I rarely ever see.
Yeah. So, we get eggs delivered every other week from a local dairy. It's called Smith Brothers. It's real. I don't know if Smith Brothers delivers to Portland or not, but
I don't know. I'll look them up.
It's definitely in Washington. It's all over, and so we get those, and those haven't been impacted. The price hasn't changed on that, but we also have a neighbor that they have way too many eggs, and so they drop off eggs to us, and so we're good on the eggs. We're pretty good.
You can take the free eggs that you get from the neighbors and then sell them on the black egg market.
The black egg market, yeah. There's an underground operation for that. No, we do. We're doing preliminary bartering just so when the SHTF happens, we already have established our bartering rates. So we help out in other ways for them. But yeah, but the soup, sometimes for your preps, you get like the stuff that you buy for a prepper, for a grown-up prepper, as kids have to have specialized supplies. Like the kid needs specialized medication stuff, but they like this one Progresso soup for this chicken soup, and it's like I know that they'll always eat that no matter what. So we had to stock up on that. So, and it has a decent shelf life, and I put my colored stickers on them so they're properly organized. So.
Oh, the stickers! I dream that the stickers will happen. We were I was out in the garage. We sent over winter break. We had our oldest went through our medicine cabinet and did the full clean out of the medicine cabinet and figuring out like what had expired and like what did we need to get new versions of and all that sort of stuff. And so we told him once he was done with that, then we were going to put him on the canned goods in the garage. So he was mentioning this week that maybe this weekend he was going to go ahead and tackle going through and sorting through all of it, because I started writing on the top kind of before the stickers, and then I ordered the stickers and haven't used the stickers yet, but I have the stickers.
It's going to change your life.
I'm very excited. My wife is also very excited. She was like, I already had stickers, but I love that you wanted stickers, so I'm going to endorse that we have now extra stickers. But I think we're going to go through that process and then kind of clean it out and see what happens.
Yeah, the other day, one of my our friends, my daughter's best friends with this other daughter, that on someone that I grew up with, and so I've known them for my whole life. And she was talking to one of her friends at work, and they were name dropping. Hey, I found this cool video on how to put stickers on your canned foods. And she's like, "Were you watching the Urban Prepper?" And they're like, "Yeah, you know him? Yeah, he's an idiot." So I got totally bad press.
Wait a minute. Who thought you were an idiot?
My friend. Well, it's because when I was little, we used to throw pine cones at her when she.
Oh, okay.
My brother said hi.
So it's not even that like your prepping knowledge is ridiculous. Just you as a person.
Yeah, me as an overall person.
Dumpster fire. Okay.
Yeah, when elementary back in the 80s, you just threw pine cones at people. So that's can't get away with. There's no cell phones on cameras and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. There's no
cameras on cell phones.
Pics didn't happen. I don't think there's pics of this, so it obviously did not happen.
There's so much of my childhood that's like it's good that it's off the grid. It's like all the stuff, crazy flaming poo bags and all sorts of stuff. So
I feel like though those are things that happened like last Thursday. Like I feel like you in a flaming poo bag, like that could still happen anytime.
That could happen. I might get you, so we'll see. Yeah, but I thought it was cool that someone was using the stickers and then happened to say it to a longtime friend who then smack talked me during.
That seems fair. That seems reasonable. That's good.
What about you? How's your week?
The week is good. We just got the finishing. There are a couple of finishing touches they're still doing on the office. So they were in putting the final kind of roofing. It had roofing, but they didn't have the right flashing, and so they put the flashing up, and then they connected up my ham radio, and I turned it on, and I got the weather service, so I know it works. So I'm very excited. I can't make my radio do anything else yet, and so. I know that I need to figure out like what the repeaters are and why I can't use it. Yeah. But that's more operator error than it is anything else. So I'm very excited that now that's in place. And yeah, we're going to do the canned goods stuff. We started doing some end of year tax stuff and trying to get everything kind of organized because there's a lot of I use that as a good opportunity too to go through and clean out the old documents that we don't need. Scan in the documents that we do need, get everything organized and kind of simplify the paperwork and the documentation process for the family. So we kind of kicked that off this week as well.
Yeah, you should have a video series on that, on the financial paperwork preps and stuff. Although it's probably not the most exciting for views, but it's highly valuable. So.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, I was like, I would love to have a small business channel, but I don't know that I have enough content to actually have a small business channel. And I'd love to have a finance channel, but I don't know that I have enough content to actually have a finance channel. So I had to figure something out of how to weave that into this whole prepping thing or something else. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there are definitely didn't we decide that finance videos and health videos they're the least exciting.
Anything that you do to better yourself, financially or health wise, no one wants to watch it.
Exactly. Nobody cares.
It'll plummet your analytics. And the algorithms will no longer favor you. So
yeah, exactly. Real quick, we're seeing the usual. Pony Girl is here. Obviously, Vanessa's here. Chuck is here. Dr. Dave is here. Chuck is hoping that he'll get something back this year. Cross our fingers. Hopefully maybe something. Dr. Dave had a scan, shred, burn, repeat as necessary. I co-sign on all of those plans. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are to scan or not to scan. I feel like that's a really big prepper question.
I was going to ask that from you, maybe it's not specifically prepper related, but from child scrapbook type stuff, the stuff that your kids do at school. Do you scan those and catalog those, or do you keep the hard copies?
It depends on the thing. And so some of it we have scanned, some of it we have hard copies of, some of it we've taken photographs of.
Photos, yeah.
it's one of those things that we always are like, okay, now that we live in this digital world, we should just be like taking photos or scanning everything. Um, and then something comes up and then you just end up with a pile of it and you put it in the memory box. So I think that is, luckily my children are very motivated by money and earning it. And so that's, I think, one of those projects we're going to put on them to go through their memory boxes and do the scanning, either with their phones or with our phone or something, but just keeping track of it. Any sort of like important documents related to them, report cards, all that sort of stuff. All of those papers get scanned and we kind of have that in the digital family vault. Just because you never know when you're going to need that record for some reason.
Yeah.
But like the art projects and stuff are a tricky one.
Yeah. I forget if I told you about this last week or if we've talked about it, but my kids are now, my son is big into lending money out for high interest rates. Have I told you this already? Or?
No.
I never have. We never
I
have
love
cash
this
on us.
idea.
Yeah, we never have cash on it because everyone just takes it from me. And so sometimes, like, I need cash, and my son always has cash with him because he will let me loan the cash, but then he'll like leg break me for days until I pay up, and he charges like 25% interest on it. So if I borrow $100 cash, he wants at least 120 back. And so and then if it's a smaller amount, if it's $20, he wants 25 back. That's his. And
well, yeah.
You know, so we don't mind because he's learning. Yeah, he's making his own business. But now my daughter is getting into the game and she's undercutting him on the interest rate.
Oh, competition.
So yeah, she's doing because the tooth fairy came and the tooth fairy gave her some money, and now she's doing some money loans to cash loans to us, and she's only charging 10%. And so there's some. But my son has he has more cash available. She has a small amount.
Yeah,
but they both love using their money, applying an interest on it, and making more money out of it. So it's like but they're competing, and it's kind of a tension in the house right now. So
that is fantastic.
I know it's not proper related, but it's
no, but I think it's an important thing because I think when you talk about like even that, like interest rates and stuff. Yeah. I mean, we're going through a time right now where interest rates are changing, and it means that you have to think about the way that you use money and budget and plan in a very different way than it was even 6 months ago or 12 months ago.
Yeah, and they're competing now. My son, like he charges a higher rate, but you can get different denominate. Like you get 1s and 5s and 10s if you want. With my daughter, it's just 20s, and so like the competition's good for
the product differentiation. I like that. Yeah. That's fantastic. I think anything related to financial literacy that you can teach your kids early on, and then whatever, like it's like a fundamental prepping thing. At some point, like they're gonna have to figure out how to do these things. Yeah. And a lot of people get hung up. They don't get the education on, what to do with money or how to use it or anything. And then they find themselves stuck in an adjustable rate mortgage, or they get stuck in
a
savings account. Huh?
Why did I learn about a bunch of lame stuff in school and I didn't learn about
There's so much of that. I think, I was lucky I had some personal finance classes in high school, everything, but more importantly, like, we often joke that most of our financial education came at the kitchen table with my parents. And so we started them off super young. I mean, with savings accounts and understanding how some of that stuff worked and everything else. But there's lots of different things, like even like the stock slices and things where you can have them pick 5 companies that they want and just, so that they're interested and they start to know that like stocks go up and down and what is a company worth and, why would I want to be doing this and all of that.
Wow. You're teaching the kids all that?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was a couple of years ago. We said, okay, we're going to let you guys pick 5 individual companies and we'll put, I think it was $10 into each of these. We're getting you a brokerage account. What's the difference between a brokerage account and a savings account and a checking account? And how do those make a difference? And then they picked companies and they had to pick a diversified portfolio. So we had to go through what that was. Because my daughter just wanted, I think it was Whole Foods, Target, and McDonald's and Wendy's. And I was like, okay, those are 2 restaurants, and those are 2, like, we need to break this up. So then they got Disney and some of that sort of stuff. But then we also got them like an index fund, with the idea being like, okay, you get these individual stocks, but then, okay, let's also show you what an index fund can do, and some of that sort of stuff.
I want to be one of your kids.
Well, that can be arranged. I've always looking.
By the way, Apex Prepper is here now, so just.
Oh, okay, all right. We can get started.
Start recording.
Bernie. Actually, I need to get Bernie's contact information so that, like, on some of these nights when we may need to adjust or something like that, I can, like, get a hold of Bernie and be like, hey, do you want to?
1-900 Apex Prep, I think is what the number is.
For a good prepping time.
$3.99 first minute, 99 cents each additional one. That's the rates he charges me when I call.
Wow, you seem really familiar with how those sorts of things work.
That's some speed dial.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations to Chuck for paying off the home in 9.5 years. That's awesome.
Oh wow, very nice. Congratulations.
Yeah. That's
a huge accomplishment. That's one of those things that it's a lot of effort to go through that thing. So congratulations.
A lot of top ramen went into
it. Exactly. A lot of top ramen. A lot of Chuck, did you do the extra payment, or did you do, they have like that extra payment a month plan, which is always kind of funny because they market it as every 2 weeks, but most banks won't accept a payment every 2 weeks. It just means that you end up with an extra payment at the end of the year. So you can make an extra payment at the end of the year, or you could do every 2 weeks. But then there's other people that just put extra pieces in every single month or once a year or something. So yeah, Chuck did a little extra that is nice. Fantastic. Excellent work, Chuck. And then Bernie, his 900 number is famous, and that's where he brings in all the money for his fallout shelter.
Yep.
Yeah, that tracks.
We all have to have a little side hustles that are going. And Bernie's is
Bernie's is a 900 number.
Although I haven't heard about is that a thing like is that old school? Like, is that no longer a thing? I don't.
What, 900 numbers?
Yeah, is that still? I don't hear that.
I don't know that it's. I don't know if they still exist. They're not advertised on like.
Maybe
TV
it's old school. Yeah, maybe I'm dating myself.
Yeah, I mean, there are other sorts of equivalents, but they're not 900 numbers anymore.
Yeah,
it's just all on the internet.
It's a website.
Yeah, exactly. It's 1-800 call a prep or something like that. Or
I have a funny story, but I don't know if I want to share it on the internet. But it's related to 900 numbers.
All right, you know what? Here's the deal.
I can't do it.
Okay, here's the deal. Everyone,
I'll get his blog.
Yeah, exactly. Comment down below in which 900 number you think Tup accidentally dialed.
No, it wasn't
and then
that.
Tup will tell us which 900 number he intentionally dialed after the show behind the scenes. How about that?
My mom had one of her good friends did that as a side gig, and she was like an old lady type thing, but I guess had a nice voice. But we always thought it was funny as kids. So.
It was the psychic hotline? Did your mom know Miss Cleo?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Not about Miss Cleo. No, it was more of like the different kind of 900 number.
Hey,
how did we get to this topic? Who brought this up?
Because this is what happens with us.
It's what happened when Bernie drops in.
Yeah, exactly.
Bernie comes
talking
and just
about
goes down
financial literacy.
Yes.
Bernie shows up, and Tup immediately goes to 900 numbers. That's
the financial press. That was a better topic. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
We went off course a little bit.
That's all right.
Someone asked if my son is taking loans from my daughter and then charging me and making profit off of that. So that's a good idea.
Arbitraging the interest. Now that's next level stuff.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Let's see. I think debt is a prepper thing. Well, I don't know about debt is a prepper thing.
I'm going into debt buying flashlights.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where if you're using debt as a tool in a preparation, then that might be a thing. Like, for example, if you think that we're going into a recession, which we are in a recession, like whatever that is, I know a lot of people that were doing things, and so they financed at 0% 6 months or 8 months ago because they weren't really sure what was happening. And then when they had a better idea what was going on, then they either paid off whatever it was, or they just enjoyed the fact that they had 0% interest and now everything is 5.5 or 7% or whatever it was.
I had a random question.
7.
So if you could sell back and get the money back for all the money that you've ever spent on preps for your entire life,
oh my goodness,
have that, would you keep the preps that you got, or would you take the cash now and trade all the preps in?
That is a great question. I'm so glad you asked.
So
everything, yeah.
Anything that you consider a prep, yeah.
Okay, so but there's a caveat to this. At what I paid or at inflation adjusted current retail prices?
Just what you paid.
I don't know.
Let's say you've over the years you've bought $30,000 in preps. Would you trade all those in now and just take the cash, or would you?
I feel like I'm pretty happy. I feel like there's certain
money
things,
well spent.
Well, yeah, there's obviously some that was a waste. There's food preps that spoiled, and there's the preps that we got at the beginning.
Food ration bars.
Things that you bought at the beginning that you thought were a great idea.
Yeah.
And then you realized very quickly that they were not a great plan and you needed to get something else.
I remember buying like little fishing rods for my bug out bags and stuff.
Yeah. I got this like 3D epoxy pen thing that like was supposed to be like better than super glue, and I got it out of the envelope, and we had friends over, and 2 of the wives were like, "Oh yeah, we had those. It's garbage." And I was like, "What?" Of all the people that I would have asked, I would not have thought to ask, but you all know that it's awful. So I think that there is some that I would love to take back and get the money back, but I would think
I think out of the whole you want to keep your preps, and part of for me, I don't know if for you, but I get peace of mind when I have something that's prepped and it's good to go on that. I sleep better at night, like Tony Montana from like Scarface.
Exactly.
Like, it makes me sleep at night. That's what's important. So
I think that's a thing too. It's kind of like once you've got it and it's set up, then I don't need to.
Dave made a good point too. Preps that I have can't replace them for what they cost now. That's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. And especially because a lot of times I will get stuff on sale. I get stuff on clearance. I get stuff on deals and all that sort of stuff. So even if I got it back for what I paid for it and was going to turn around and rebuy it, I couldn't turn around and rebuy it for what I probably bought it for at the time.
I think all my food is like up and like if I tried to rebuy the canned food, I think it's more expensive food, and you can actually eat your food. So
you could sell your canned foods for more now. And
I'm gonna start selling ugly chicken. I'm gonna start selling it on the streets.
So. I think that's a great idea, or at least the eggs. Take the friend eggs, that are too much, and start selling those, and you can get at least another couple backpacks.
Yeah. I need a few more backpacks too.
Everyone. I have
that's like one of the pet peeve of my wife is how many backpacks we have.
Yeah, we got a bunch of 511s when we were going to Disney World in the spring, and got there and they were so heavy and hot. I ended up ditching them in like the first day or day and a half, and we went to like the kids' backpacks because they were lighter and everything. I was like, but it's an AMP 24. It's fantastic. And I was like, it weighs, with all those stuff in here, it weighs 50 pounds. It's 9,000 degrees outside. I am sweating like crazy. This is a no. So, but all right. We have been on for 24 and a half minutes.
I'm supposed to take
You are supposed to leave in 3 minutes to go take your son to be a good dad and everything else. Yeah. So,
I saw a question come up. That's from
how many preps?
Bernie question.
Bernie question. Is it? Do we have to?
It's a burning question.
Is it pay by the minute to answer it?
Wow. How many preps do you have? Would you now consider garbage, junk, useless? I'd say a good at least 10%, probably. I think.
Yeah, I think food. Like, there's a lot of food stuff, especially with kids, where it's like. It seems like a good idea, and so we stock up on it, and then they change their mind and they would never eat it again. And you're like, or in our house where there's food sensitivity and stuff, it's like, okay, well, we got this because it had no sugar in it, and now we have to do something else because we can't have peanuts or we can't have whatever, and so you just got to kind of trash a bunch of it. I think tool wise, I don't have a lot of tools that are junk. There are a couple that I've gotten that I probably would say are not the greatest, but overall, I was pretty lucky with that sort of stuff.
Yeah, there's some gimmicky tools and stuff that you don't really need it. But oh,
Yeah,
Bernie's at 30%. Wow. I'd
wow.
say probably 10% is just like lame. I shouldn't have bought it. I'd have to think about it more. So.
Yeah, I think that like backpack wise, like I've probably got a couple of backpacks that I don't really need, but like they seemed like a good idea at the time. I had a plan for them, and then it changed.
I've been wanting to do a prepper garage sale. I don't know. Is that a thing?
I mean, I'm sure it could be.
Would that be fun? Like the Urban Preppers garage sale of backpacks and flashlights.
Look, you and your millions of subscribers. I think what you need to do is just do like a it's like the Real or one of those like consignment sites where you can where the fashion influencers post like, here's my outfits that I'm sending in and you can buy one of my outfits. I think you should do like, hey, would you like to own the Urban Preppers bug out bag?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of the ones that were videos in the past. They've been repurposed and stuff, and the backpack's just sitting there. Yeah, maybe a prepper garage sale. I need to plan that out.
Yeah, I have a couple of like emergency kits that I got that I was going to make videos about, and then they've been sitting in our house for like a year because
looks like I'm getting swatted.
You need to go.
Okay.
Thank you everybody for joining. We'll be back next Wednesday. If there's something you think you would like to get rid of, leave it in the comments, and we'll go from there. All right. Thanks everybody.
All right. Sorry.